This is the Redragon Artemis Pro, an anime-inspired keyboard that I honestly thought looked kind of tacky at first. I'm not a big fan of anime-style keyboards, and I also don't really find the little screen on them to be all that helpful, but both of those things kind of proved me wrong with the Artemis Pro here. So let's just jump into it and talk about my honest thoughts and opinions on this keyboard. I did have it sent to me from Redragon, but all of my thoughts and opinions are my own. I didn't even send them this video before you're watching it, so they're finding out my thoughts at the same time that you are. If you're new here, my name is Arnell, the comic book gamer, and on this channel we talk all things gaming tech and accessories. If gaming keyboards or other gaming peripherals are your vibe, then make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on some of the newest tech. So let's go over these specs on the Redragon Artemis Pro. This is a wireless mechanical keyboard that gives you 3 ways to connect. It has Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz wireless with the included dongle, or a direct wired connection. This has 95 keys, is a full-size keyboard with an LCD screen and a knob that allows you to cycle through different functions. It is also RGB backlit as well. It has 5 sound-absorbing pads, hot swap sockets, and linear hi-fi switch. Plus, you can customize different macros and shortcuts with the Redragon software. So let's just jump right into it, and I'm going to give you a typing sound test so you can actually hear what this sounds like. Now, I would describe the sound as a chalky sound, and it sounds very good. It's kind of a full body sound. It's a sound that I think is really satisfying and clicky to hear, but it's also kind of soft and kind of plush in some areas. I don't know. I'm not the best at describing mechanical keyboard sounds, but I think that it sounds really good in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. So typing on this thing actually feels amazing. It is really responsive. The keys themselves are very comfortable and the travel distance isn't too bad. Everything feels really dialed in and a very professional feeling keyboard, which is exactly what you want at this price point. The sound being a chalkier sound, like I said before, is a nice sound. It's very satisfying to hear, but it's also not too loud and it's just the right level of crispness, at least in my particular opinion. The built-in screen is really awesome. Like I said, I didn't think that the screens were very functional or useful, but it is actually very, convenient to be able to see the time right on the keyboard as you're typing. You're also able to see the date and the battery level, the state of charge of the keyboard itself if you're using it wireless, and you can cycle through different settings and customize different things all through this little tiny screen that I think they call like the screen island or something like that. So it's honestly a pretty good and convenient screen. The design is also really cool. So with the anime design, it fits pretty well in my room, as you can see here. So it fits my vibe and aesthetic pretty well. And also some of the keys are really cool. So it's not just your standard, QWERTY style keyboard where you're just seeing the letters and the numbers and the arrows, just sort of like a normal thing, but then you just have anime designs just kind of plastered on there. Even some of the regular like backspace keys or the arrow keys are like swords. So it's like really cool designs going on there. The escape key is like a target as well. So there's lots of really cool sort of nuances with the design of it that it kind of takes a little bit getting used to kind of figure out what some of the keys do, but for the most part, they're all laid out in the same traditional format that you would normally see. I think that it fits really well, especially if you have a gaming setup like mine, where I have different anime things, manga things going on. It fits really well, and it doesn't look too tacky. Now, if you're enjoying this review so far, I am going to get into some of my cons, some of the things that I just don't appreciate about this keyboard. It's not perfect, but it's also not terrible. But anyways, I'm going to get into that here in a second. If you are interested in picking up the Redragon Artemis Pro, I will have 2 affiliate links down below. One to Redragon's official site and also to the listing on Amazon. So you can basically, choose whichever one is the cheaper of the two. Sometimes there's different sales going on either website, so I wanted to make sure you had both of those links down below. And if you could, make sure to hit the like button down below. That lets me know you want to see more gaming keyboard reviews like this, and it helps to get my video out to more people that might be considering this keyboard over something like the K617 Fizz as a more budget option. They can kind of decide between the two. So one of the things that I don't really appreciate with the Artemis Pro here, and there's not a whole lot that I don't like about it, but one of the things that I don't appreciate is kind of something that you just, once you notice it, you can't unsee it. So the design is honestly really cool. I love the anime design and I love the uniqueness of some of the buttons and the keys. However, the actual quality of the image is kind of lacking. So you can kind of tell it's like an AI generated image here. I don't know if that's truly the case or not, because I don't recognize this character from anywhere. If this is something real, then let me know down below. I'd be curious to find that out. But the quality of the image just isn't the best. It's kind of, once you get up close, you can kind of see that it's just kind of soft in some areas. If you're looking at it far away, you can't really notice it, but once you get up close and you kind of notice some of the different features on here, it's just not the nicest, most, highest quality looking image that you can see on these keys, which is kind of a shame because it is a really, sort of image-focused device here. So obviously this doesn't affect the functionality of the keyboard, which functionally it works great. I have hardly any issues at all. I have used this for like 3 weeks now, and I have not had to charge it once. So it's honestly, pretty good. Now, another kind of downside is the options for this in terms of how it looks is really limited. So it's literally just this. There's no other kind of color scheme or different kind of styles. Honestly, I think that this is a keyboard that would look really cool in a white aesthetic or a white theme versus just the dark black, but that's just a personal opinion. So you might be perfectly fine with the design choice of this. And honestly, even though it's not my preference, I do still think that it looks pretty awesome. But honestly, besides those little nitpicks there, and I literally had to nitpick to find an issue with this keyboard, I think that it's great. And I think that for something that is sub $100, you really can't find something better than this that could fit, your aesthetic and your desk setup here. Because if you don't have an anime style desk aesthetic, then this might not be the best for you. But if you have a room where you have just different things going on where this could really kind of naturally fit in, I don't think that you can find something around this price point that can truly beat this out. And it's just great. I mean, it just feels great to touch. It feels great to use. It is really affordable. Also, other kind of anime style ones can get a little bit pricier just because that's sort of like the trend and the fad. So I think that it's honestly a really good bargain, a really good value, but also really well made in the functionality of the actual keys. While the design can be a little bit lacking in the quality of it, I think that it is something that if you can kind of get past that, and if you're good with a darker aesthetic, you honestly just can't beat this out. So let me know what you think about the Artemis Pro. If you have any questions about it, drop a question down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And make sure you check out the affiliate links if that is something that you are interested in picking up for yourself. And also, if you want to check out a more budget-oriented gaming keyboard from Redragon as well, definitely check out this review right here of the K617 Fizz. I'll catch you in this video. Peace.